Welcome to the conclusion of our series on the economic analysis of agency law. I'm Professor Seth C. Oranburg, and today we're concluding our journey by tying together everything we explored: the challenges of delegation, the tools for managing agency relationships, and the economic principles that make it all work. Over the past 9 episodes, we've wandered through the world of Hotch Hotch, tackled complex theories, and hopefully found some humor in the process. So now it's time to step back and look at the big picture. Let's start where we began, with the lazy town bee and the mayor of Hotch Hotch. The mayor had a simple goal. He wanted to get the bee to produce more honey. But he quickly discovered that delegation is anything but simple. Each decision meant to solve the problem introduced new challenges. Monitoring the bee watcher, managing conflicts among the watchers, and balancing short-term gains with long-term sustainability were all challenges that he had to face. So along the way, the mayor implemented fiduciary duties, performance incentives, and open communication channels, gradually transforming Hotch Hotch from a chaotic mess into a functional system. It wasn't perfect, but in the end it worked. The transformation mirrors the central lesson of agency law. Delegation is necessary, but it's fraught with risk. Principals and agents operate in a world of uncertainty, misaligned incentives, and competing interests. The tools of agency law, fiduciary duties, bonding, monitoring, and trust exist to address these challenges, reducing transactions costs and creating structures that promote efficiency. But let's not forget about the economic insights we gained along the way. Joseph Schumpeter taught us about the entrepreneurial spirit, the drive to innovate and disrupt. Frank Knight reminded us that uncertainty is a constant in agency relationships. And Israel Kirzner's concept of entrepreneurial alertness showed us the value of recognizing opportunities. These theories aren't just academic. They're practical tools for understanding how agency relationships work. They explain why trust and reputation matter, and why aligning incentives is so difficult, and even why the best laid plans sometimes go awry. They also remind us that while agency law provides a framework, it's the human element, judgment, creativity, and collaboration that makes the system work. So let's take a moment to reflect on some key lessons from our journey. First, we learned that transactions costs are everywhere. It's the time spent finding the right agent, the cost of monitoring their performance or the effect on their behavior, or the legal fees in resolving disputes, or of terminating someone and having to find a replacement. These hidden expenses shape every aspect of delegation. Managing transactions cost isn't just about cutting corners. It's about creating systems that balance efficiency with accountability. Second, we saw how fiduciary duties build trust and reduce the need for constant oversight. By requiring agents to act in the principal's best interest, these duties create a foundation for collaboration and mutual respect. But as we learned in Hotch Hotch, fiduciary duties aren't a cure-all. They must be supported by incentives, transparency, and enforcement mechanisms to be effective. Third, we explored the role of innovation and entrepreneurship in agency relationships. Delegation isn't just about getting jobs done. It's about unlocking creativity and driving progress. But as Fox and Sox's idea for an expansion showed us, innovation comes with risks. Horton's caution reminded us that principals must navigate the tension between giving agents autonomy and maintaining control. We examined the challenges of competing interests, like we saw in that example. The conflict over whether to increase the size of the hive highlighted the importance of communication and alignment. Principals must be prepared to mediate disputes, balance, prioritize, and make tough decisions to keep organizations on track. So what's the big picture? Agency law is more than just a set of rules. Agency law is a framework for understanding and working with human behavior to manage relationships and solve problems. It's about trust and incentives, creativity and control, conflict and collaboration. Agency law is used as a tool to navigate the complexities of delegation in a way that creates value for everyone involved. Back in Hotch Hotch, the mayor has come a long way. The watchers have found their rhythm, the bees are buzzing productively, and the town's honey production is thriving. But the mayor knows that the work is never truly done. Delegation is a dynamic process, one that requires constant adaptation, learning, and effort. And that's true for all of us. Whether you're managing a team, running a business, or just trying to get someone to pick up your coffee order, the principles of agency law are always at play. And so I thank you for joining me on this journey through the economic analysis of agency law. I hope you found this engaging, enlightening, and maybe even a little entertaining. As always, I'm Professor Seth C. Oranburg, and I look forward to continuing the conversation, whether in the classroom, in your career, or wherever agency law intersects with your life.